Imagine unlimited access to tools that will transform the energy in your life, your relationships, and your community. Welcome to the new podcast, Chi Chat with Kat, the podcast to enhance, transform, and energize your life. Here is your host, holistic health practitioner, life coach, author, speaker, lover of nature, fur babies, and music, Catherine Page.
Hey everyone, we are back with our Chi Chat with Kat podcast. My name is Catherine Page. I'm from Richmond Hill, Ontario. Last week we talked about the COVID exhaustion. And in this podcast, I really want to talk about the energy of life and try to give you tips and tricks about how to help you out, changing up your energy, paying attention to what your energy says to you, and how we get there. So with COVID exhaustion, we're looking about trying to move chi and trying to get ourselves back into that less stagnant, shifting into a little bit more, what should I be doing to help myself kind of thing. And I always go on what my gut feeling tells me feels good. And I don't just mean when your gut says, hey, I'm hungry. I'm talking about when your gut says, I need a nap, or I need to do something fun, or I need to talk to someone. So I want you to spend more time listening to what your intuitive self says versus just kind of going with the days and letting them plaster day to day over in this dark gray misery that we're all kind of going through. So what I kind of do with listening to my gut feeling and listening to my intuition is I kind of see really how my day goes. And sometimes I know mid-afternoon I'm awfully sluggish. I'm kind of we still got several hours of working to do and more stuff to get done. So, I'll go out and do my nature walk, or I'll go and do a quick little 4-minute HIIT workout, or whatever I kind of feel that I need to do. But when it comes to really deeply listening to my intuition, it is very much about heart. It's about listening to what your heart says is good for you. And sometimes it's being creative. Sometimes it's being alone. Sometimes it's being with someone else or reaching out. So in Qigong and Tai Chi and traditional Chinese medicines and the older medicines, heart-driven work is very much about what we call the middle dantian. You can also call it your heart chakra. There's actually an acupuncture port called CV17, which is the Sea of Tranquility. And it talks about it being the center of who you are and bringing all of your center in together so that your mind, body, and your spirit all kind of feel like it's working together and it's talking. And the more that you work with this point and this way of thinking, the more your intuition will grow. So a lot of times when I'm making big decisions about projects or really about things that I'm going to do, even typically before I come onto a podcast or before I meet with a client, I usually put just my hand here, left hand for women, right hand for men, because it's the yin and yang thing. And I just take that breath in and kind of, okay, we're ready to give to others, or we're ready to receive, or can you help me figure out what I'm up to? And I kind of let my heart give me some kind of guidance onto where I'm going and what I'm doing. And because I've been doing that for many, many years, my intuition has grown when I'm paying attention. And I'll be honest, there are times when I'm angry, frustrated, not in the mood, and I don't listen to my intuition as much as I should. So it was really funny because I'll share you this story, because I kind of call it the sixth sense, if you want to call it, because it's one of those things where, either you listen to it or you don't. And sometimes it'll say go left, sometimes it'll say go right. And if you don't listen, you're all suddenly, why am I stuck in traffic? Well, your gut told you, or your intuition told you, don't do that. And all of a sudden you do it. I think about it that old cartoon where they had the angel and the little demon on your shoulder, and the one saying don't do it, and the other one saying, oh yeah, let's do it. So you're kind of using that intuitive self, or that heart-driven self, to help you with decision making and what feels good and what you know will be good for your spiritual self or your soul. If you want to get deep down to it, what'll be good for you. So it just so happened this past month, I was out on my morning walk, and I actually was in bed that morning kind of going, yeah, I don't know if I want to walk today. I'm kind of in that mood. And I'm like, okay, no, get your butt up, get moving, get walking. This will be good for you. Get like motivated. So I got myself motivated. I left the house. I headed down my kind of normal walk. I'm like, maybe I'll go like the other way. And then as I got to like this crossroad that I normally kind of decide left or right, I don't know which way I'm going to go. Something said, I was like, I'm going to go this way. I'm like, no. Something said, no, you need to go left. So I went left, and then I'm walking down like the back street of our kind of local town here that I'm with, where my mom is. And I kind of see some smoke, and I'm like, wow, what is my buddy burning in his fireplace? Because I know he's got a fireplace and he burns all kinds of stuff. I'm like, gosh, that's really dark smoke. And I keep getting a little closer to his house. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not his house. And as I get closer, there are flames coming out of the top of this apartment on top of one of the storefronts here in our local town. Now, I'd already heard the sirens by the time I got to the corner, so I knew I didn't need to phone 911, but the flames were like just bursting out. I could see people were outside, everything was good. As I walked around the front to get out of the way for the fire trucks, I noticed that it was a friend of mine's shop. And this friend of mine I've known for, I'm going to say over 25 years. And I also know that they don't handle change or disruption well. And I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'm going to call them. I'm going to be the first one to call them, because it's better that they hear from me that their shop's on fire than if somebody else calls them that they're not connected to. So I made that phone call at 5 after 7 in the morning. Now, of course, after some choice words from my friend that I was calling them at 5 o'clock or 5 minutes after 7 in the morning, I then just, stayed calm, cool, and said, I just want to let you know that the shop's on fire, the apartment above it's on fire, and the fire departments are here, and you need to get down here and see what's going on. And of course what? Are you telling me the truth? I'm like, yeah, I'm not calling you silly at 7 o'clock in the morning to tell you a joke. It's not April Fool's. So, he said, yeah, okay, thanks, whatever. And he hung up the phone. And then of course he got a whole bunch of text messages and stuff from other people after. But I saw him later and he said, I honestly didn't believe you when you first called. I'm like, well, you know me, I'm not going to call you for news. He goes, I know, but your phone number went off. And he goes, you don't call me, there's something up. And it was good. I knew it was the right thing to do. I knew that it was better for someone that was connected to him to be that first phone call. And he handled things really well. And it was just that listening to my gut that said, go left, because you need to do something. You need to be somewhere this morning. Not knowing what it was, it just said, you got to go left. And I paid attention. There are times I admittedly ignore my intuition and my gut feeling, and I've got stuck in traffic, or I've, the decisions or things didn't work out the way I wanted them to work out. So I really try to do that. So again, what I do before I make big decisions, or if I'm really trying to just think about how I need to talk to someone or what I might need to say to someone, I just put that hand over my heart, over at the tranquility point, take a breath in, breathe out, and just kind of give myself a minute to let that internal part of me help me make decisions on what I want to do, where I want to go, and how I want to do things. So this is about more of a heart-driven society, and being heart-driven about our choices so that you can be as happy as you make other people. And we will talk about that more in our next podcast, as I talk about some of the most powerful things that I've learned over the last year being in COVID. And I want to share some of that with you. Just so if you're ever looking to see what we're up to, make sure you check the website, because I'm always offering some new and different online opportunities that are available to anyone who wants to join and have some fun, and just talk, chat, learn a few things, do a few activities, get some internal growth in, or some healing in, or whatever you're looking for. The other thing you'll notice too, and I've got to change up our end game to our podcast, is that I have done the Twitter Be Gone program. I got rid of my Twitter, so you You can only find us now on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And I will change all that up when I get to that in the next week or so. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope that you have yourself a little bit more heart-centered, a little bit more listening to that inner voice that says, hey, you got to be paying attention. So as I always try to give you, may your mind be clear, your words ring true, your heart be your guide. Namaste. Have an amazing day. Ciao. Once again, thank you for listening to our episode. To expand our connection, join us on our Facebook group, Chi Chat with Kat. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, or our YouTube channel at TLC Page Wellness. If you'd like to work together to improve your health and well-being, go to our website at tlcpagewellness.com, book a free consultation, check out what we have to offer, and see what new programs are being developed. We look forward to working with you. Have a blessed day. See you next time.